Hey guys, so here is the second set of notes over two-step equations, and here we go. We're going to get into it. So we're going to look at example 1, and it is 4x plus 3 equals 15. So the first thing that we want to do, just to go and get ourselves organized, is we want to go draw this line so we can see both sides of our equal sign. And in this case, so now we have 4x plus 3 equals 15. The first thing we can do with this is we can move our constant. Our constant is plus 3. And remember, it is all about opposite operations. So it says plus 3. So that means that I need to do the opposite of plus 3, which is minus 3. And I do that on both sides of the equal sign. I bring down my 4x. Positive 3 minus 3 gives me 0. Equals, and then I have 15 minus 3, and that is 12. Now I have a one-step equation here. 4x equals 12. If you know your multiplication facts, you probably automatically know what the value for x is. But you want to get in the habit of going through the whole process, so when you get to more complicated problems, you're not forgetting the step. Okay, so it is saying 4 times x equals 12. So that's a multiplication problem. I need to do the opposite, and I need to divide by 4 on both sides of the equal sign. That cancels out just to 1x equals, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. Perfect. Okay? Now we have another one. Negative 5x plus 10 equals 75. So I start off drawing my line just to go separate both sides of my equal sign. I start with my constant. My constant is plus 10. I'm going to do the opposite and subtract 10. Both sides of my equal sign. I bring down that negative 5x because I haven't done anything to it so far. Positive 10 minus 10 gives me 0. Okay, so now I'm just left with that on the left side of the equal sign. On the right side, I need to do 75 minus 10, which is 65. Okay, negative 5 times x equals 65. So that's a multiplication problem. So the opposite thing I need to do is divide. And I must take that negative with me. I have to divide by negative 5. Okay, and I do that on both sides of the equal sign. Those cancel out. I'm left with 1x. 65 divided by negative 5 is going to be a negative 13. And remember, I tell you guys, Algebra 1, we can use a calculator. So use it, especially when we're doing these integers and where things can get a little bit tricky if you don't have that mastery of it. Make sure you go and use your calculator on those, because you don't want to miss a problem just because of a small error. All right, on to example 3. So this time we have a fraction. It doesn't matter. You're doing the same thing, which is all about opposite operations. It just may be a little bit different because you have a fraction. But we're going to start doing the thing we know is we're going to draw that line, okay, to separate our two sides of the equal sign. And we're going to move our constant first. Our constant is plus 3 because we have minus 3, so it's going to be adding 3, both sides of the equal sign. Then we have x over 4 equals 7 plus 3 is 10. So now we have this one-step equation, okay? X divided by 4 equals 10. X divided by 4 equals 10. So dividing, that's the operation we have currently. So the opposite of that would be to multiply by 4. And we're going to multiply by 4 on both sides of our equal sign. This will cancel out to give us 1x equals, and 10 times 4 is 40. Okay? So then we have another We have another problem. X divided by -3 plus 9 equals -4. So draw your line. Do not get distracted by that negative in the denominator spot. It actually will help us out because it's already attached to a number, that negative sign. But first, let's start off with our constant. So we have plus 9, so we're going to do the opposite of plus 9, which is subtract 9 on both sides of your equal sign. And we're going to bring down that x divided by -3, because we haven't done anything to it. Positive 9 minus 9 is 0, equals -4 minus 9. Again, if you don't know your integer rules, use a calculator, okay? And you should get a -13. All right, so now another one-step problem, one-step equation problem we have. X divided by -3. X divided by -3 equals -13. So instead of dividing, we will go and we will multiply both sides by -3. Okay? These will cancel out to give us 1x equals -13 times -3 is a positive 39. Okay? Now, these last two examples, they may look a little bit tricky, okay? But they're not. They may go and look a little bit tricky because you have a full fraction where you have an expression in the numerator and then just a number by itself in the denominator. But so we're used to moving our constant. So probably if you see example 5, x plus 3 divided by 4 equals 7. You want to move the plus 3. However, you can't move that constant yet because it can't be moved because of where it's positioned in the numerator spot. So we're going to get rid of the fraction because the fraction is what's causing all of this trouble. So it's x plus 3 divided by 4 equals 7. So we're still going to draw a line. And this time I'm going to get rid of that fraction by getting rid of the denominator. So instead of dividing by 4, we're going to multiply by 4. So I have x plus 3. Those 4's cancel out. So that's all I'm left with on the left-hand side. And then 7 times 4 is 28. Now this is perfect, okay? Because this is a one-step equation now. And I have a constant I can move very, very easily. So x plus 3 equals 28. So I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides of my equal sign. I'm going to bring down the x. That cancels out. Bring my equal sign. And that's going to be 25. So x equals, around the room over there, I'll just put it here. X equals 25 for that one. Pretty simple. Simple, simple, simple. All right, the next example, it's the same thing. X minus 2 divided by -7 equals 3. Okay? I don't want that fraction anymore. It makes everything so complicated. So I'm going to multiply by that denominator, that -7. It has to be the -7. Okay? And I get rid of this fraction altogether. So now I'm just left with x minus 2, because I don't have a denominator anymore, equals 3 times -7, -21. Then I'll add 2 both sides. I bring down x equals, those 2's cancel out over there, -21 plus 2, -19. So I'll just write the answer over here where I have room. X equals -19. So, two-step equations. All it is, it's a game of opposites. Just do the opposite operation of what is present, okay? And that eliminates everything, so you're left with a variable equivalent to a number.